Grace says that she looks like the actress Vanessa Hudgens. So here's the real Vanessa. And let's take a look at Grace. Yes. Yes. Dead on. And Tori says that everybody tells her that she looks like Anna Kendricks. Well, here's the real Anna Kendricks. Now, let's take a look at Tori. Yeah. It's the smile and the eyes. Yeah, good. Eric thinks that he looks like the R&B singer Tank. All right, let's look at the real Tank. Now, let's scrutinize Eric. Yes! Uh-huh. Yeah, it's everything. It's the eyes, it's the nose, it's the lips, it's the squinty stare, right? Yeah, good, Eric. Lasenia says she looks like Lauren Conrad. So here's the real Lauren Conrad. And now let's take a look at Yesenia. Oh, yeah. Jennifer H., who watches The Wendy Show on WSVN in West Park, Florida. Jennifer thinks that she looks like Katherine Heigl. So here's the real Katherine Heigl. And let's take a look at Jen. Yes. Good, Jen. Jasna looks like Nicki Minaj. So here's the real Nicki Minaj. And here's Jasna. Yeah. Oh, and wait a minute. She's getting lukewarm reception. Do you think that... Clap if you don't think that she looks like Nicki. Maybe same tribe as, you know, yeah. Kenya thinks her cousin Josiah looks like Blue Ivy. Let's look at the real Blue Ivy. Now let's see Josiah. That is such a dead ringer, and obviously my co-host thinks so. Jay-Z, you've got another DNA test to take. Nicole thinks that she looks like Queen Latifah. All right, well, here's the real Queen Latifah. All right, Nicole, bring it. Nicole is giving me prison realness. She's in prison. Wow. Yes, you do. Marie says that she looks like Emma Stone. So let's take a look at the real Emma Stone. Now let's take a look at Marie. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. That's a good one, Marie. Timothy, you better bring it. Looks like Brad Pitt. So now let's look at the real Brad Pitt. And let's look at Timothy of Long Island. Oh. It's like the poor man's Brad Pitt. You know what? And you only live in Long Island. Why don't you come to the show and so we can check you out? Michael thinks that his friend looks like Angela. His friend Angela looks like Kylie Jenner. So let's take a look at the real Kylie. And let's take a look at Angela. Yes. Yeah. You look similar, very much so. And Tyrell thinks that he looks like Shad Moss, a.k.a. Bow Wow. So let's take a look at the real Shad. Okay. Now let's look at Tyrell. Gigi thinks that she looks like Tina Fey. So let's take a look at the real Tina Fey. And let's take a look at Gigi. Similar. I think sometimes Sometimes I'm hard on celebrity lookalikes because we've been doing this celebrity lookalike for so many years, and we've seen some that are dead on. If you watch the show on a regular basis, we've seen dead on celebrity lookalike. They look like twins. So, but you look similar. Yes, yes. Thank you, Gigi. Ashley thinks that she looks like Scarlett Johansson. Well, here's the real Scarlett Johansson. And here's Ashley. Yes. Yes, you do, Ashley. Summer thinks that she looks like Angelina Jolie. Okay, here's the real Angelina. All right, Summer, let's see what you got. You're a very beautiful girl. I don't know, clap if you think she looks like. Okay, Deidre thinks that she looks like Mila Kunis. So let's take a look at the real Mila Kunis, beautiful girl. And let's take a look at Deidre. Yeah. Yes, yes, nice. Andy thinks that he looks like Simon Cowell. This is a first. Okay, so let's take a look at the real Simon Cowell. Now let's look at Andy. Oh! Oh, wow! That's good, Andy. Amy thinks that she looks like the beautiful Jessica Simpson. So here's the real Jessica. And here is Amy. I think that she's very cute. She's missing all the lip. She looks like a cross between Carrie Underwood and Jessica Simpson.
Starla thinks that she looks like Nicki Minaj. Now, we get this often here on Celebrity Lookalikes. Let's take a look at the real Nicki. And now let's take a look at Starla. That's not the look. That's a black wig and pink lipstick. But cute Starla. Nice.
Linda says she thinks that she looks like Rihanna. So here's the real Rihanna. And wait, hold on. Watch this. Here's Linda.
Oh my God.
I know. Pavel says that he's constantly mistaken for U2 frontman Bono. So here's the real Bono. Now watch this. Look at Pavel. I can't. These are so good, it's scary. Deantra says that she thinks she looks like Megan Good. So here's the real Megan Good. And here's Deantra. I mean, you know what? You do look similar to her. The problem is that Rihanna and Bono have raised the bar so high that we're expecting real miracles here. But nice one, Deantra. Amaris thinks that she looks like Jordan Sparks. Here's the real Jordan Sparks. Now let's take a look at Amaris. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, that's a good one, Amaris. Everyone tells Kimbriana that she looks like Miley Cyrus. But there's a twist. Here's the real Miley Cyrus, and here's Kimbriana. Yeah, she's the Black Miley. It's good. Kimbriana, yes, you are giving us Black Miley. Michael says that strangers constantly tell him that he looks like Gene Simmons. Wait, no, whoa. Hold on. Because, you know, to be Gene, you have to have really black, wiry hair. Okay. Let's take a look at the real Gene Simmons. Okay, Michael, let's see what you got. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, my God. 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 Yolanda says that she thinks she looks like Mary J. Blige. It's always sketchy when a person thinks it, right?
Well, let's take a look. The real Mary. And now let's look at Yolanda. Yes! Yolanda, that is so good. I would wear the Mary hair and just go with that. Fool people, go in stores, get free stuff, all kinds of stuff. Wow, unbelievable. Alex says that everyone tells her that she's the spitting image of Sierra. Okay, here's the real Sierra. Hi, honey bun. All right, Alex, let's see. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. I hear you, I hear you. I hear you, I hear you. You know, she does look a bit like Beyonce, but she also looks like Sierra. That is a great compliment to look like two of the world's most beautiful women. Good for you. You know what? Alex, you should move out of Valley Village, because it doesn't sound like there's casting agents and big shots there, and you should move like to LA and work this look and do something with your life. Frank says that people tell him he looks like Steve Urkel. Here's the real jolly old white Steve Urkel. And wait, now hold on now. And here's Frank F. Yes, you do. Alicia thinks that she looks like Reese Witherspoon. So here's the real Reese, and here's Alicia. Yes! Wow, that's amazing. Rihanna thinks her friend Gabriella looks like Christina Milian. So here's the real Christina Milian, and here's Gabriella. It's the eyes and the smile. Yeah, there is a little bit of, yeah, you do favor her, Gabriella. Justin thinks he looks like Zach Braffman. Here's the real Zach Braffman. And here's Justin. Yeah. 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 Ruby says her friend James looks like Morgan Freeman. Okay, so here's the real Morgan Freeman. Now, let's take a look at James. Uh-huh. That's a good one. That's a real good one. Shawneen thinks that she looks like Kendra Wilkinson. Let's take a look at the real Kendra. Now, let's take a look at Shawneen. Yes. Yeah. Antoinette says her cousin Donna looks like Rosie Perez. So let's take a look at the real Rosie, who I need to be on The View. And right? And now let's take a look at Donna. I die. I die. Oh my God. That's unbelievable. Thank you for that. Charlotte thinks her granddaughter, Maury, looks like Jennifer Lawrence, the actress. Now, here's Jennifer Lawrence, and here's Maury. What do you think? You know what? It's the smile and the cheeks and whatnot. Yeah, they look similar. Jason thinks his mother, Tanya, looks like Mary J. Blige. Well, let's look at Mary. And let's look at Tanya. I think we have a 100% twin match there. Wow. Carrie thinks that her daughter, Anne, looks like Miley Cyrus. So here's Miley Cyrus. And here's Anne. What do you think? Yeah. I mean, you know, with the glasses and the tongue out and the hair, but I would love to see what's behind the glasses. But yeah, she could walk through Times Square and people would ask her for her autograph. Anne could. Yeah, she's Miley. Angelica thinks that she looks like Jordan Sparks. Let's take a look at the real Jordan. Where's the picture? Oh. And let's take a look at Angelica. Yeah. That's Jordan Sparks' F.
Marissa thinks that she looks like Nicki Minaj. So let's take a look at the real Nicki. And let's take a look at Marissa. Yeah, the eye affectation, sure. And Marto thinks he looks like Drake. Well, here's Drake. All right, Marto, come with it. Good, good. My co-hosts approve. Robert thinks that he looks like Dave Chappelle, the comedian. So here's the real Dave Chappelle. And let's take a look at Robert. Yes, Robert. Samantha thinks that she looks like the actress Emma Stone. So here's the real Emma Stone. Okay? And here's Samantha. Samantha, they said yes, and I say no. Larissa thinks that she looks like the singer Celine Dion. So here's the real Celine, and here's Larissa. Oh my gosh. So good, Larissa, so good, yes! Abby thinks that her friend Amber looks like Jessica Simpson. These are big shoes to fill. What? Let's look at the real Jessica Simpson. All right, let's see, Amber. Yes? Oh my gosh. And you know, Amber, much like Jessica, you too are stunning. Yes, that's a good one. Tanya thinks that her husband, Dario, looks like French Montana. So let's take a look at the real French. And let's take a look at Dario. Frenchish. You have a similar look. You look like from the same tribe. Allison thinks that she looks like Chelsea Handler. So let's take a look at the real Chelsea Handler. All right, Alice, come on, bring it. Handler S. Handler S. Desiree thinks that she looks like Shannon Doherty. Here's the real Shannon Doherty. And let's take a look at Desiree. I see a similarity there. Thank you very much, everybody. Yvette thinks her father looks like Mel Gibson. Here's the real Mel Gibson. And here's Yvette's dad. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Myra thinks that she looks like Keke Palmer. So let's look at the real Keke. Now let's look at Myra. Yes. Myra, good. Good for you. Stephanie thinks that her friend Taylor looks like Olivia Wilde. All right, well, here's the beautiful and gorgeous Olivia Wilde. Now let's check Stephanie out. Oh my gosh. Well, they say everyone has a twin, so Stephanie, Olivia is your twin. Perfect, beautiful. Sergio thinks he looks like Michael Jackson. My thing is, which Michael Jackson? So here's the real Michael Jackson. Now here we go. And here's Sergio. Okay. Okay. I have to tell you that Sergio told my producer that there's been no surgery done to him. He was born that way. Gianna says that she looks like Christina Aguilera. So here's the real Christina. And then here's Gianna. Yep. Good. Yeah. And Colette thinks her friend Joe looks like Leonardo DiCaprio. So here's the real Leo. Now let's take a look at her friend Joe. Well, Callie thinks that she looks like NBA player Stephen Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry. So let's take a look at the real Ayesha Curry. And let's take a look at Callie. Yes. Yes, you do.
Both very beautiful. And Sarah thinks that she looks like Fantasia Barrino. All right, well, we'll be the judge of that, Sarah. Let's take a look at the real Fantasia. And let's take a look at Sarah. Fantasia, I know it's been a while since we talked, or that we talked about you here on the show, but you do not have to go through celebrity lookalikes to be mentioned. That is an incredible celebrity lookalike. Sarah, oh my gosh. Fantasia, you have a twin. Caroline says that her daughter, Cara, looks like Britney Spears. Let's take a look at the real Britney. And now let's take a look at Cara. Yeah. The hat really helps to look along, doesn't it? Now, Patrice thinks that she looks like Toni Braxton. So let's take a look at the real Toni. Okay, now let's take a look at Patrice. Patrice, I think that you look like same tribe as. Yeah. Catherine thinks her friend Dan looks like Richard Gere. Okay, well, now this is a man who's been handsome since forever, so I didn't think they could make another. Let me look at Dan. I mean, Richard. Oh, gosh. Okay, Dan, let me see you. Dan, you are his twin. Perfect. Mike thinks that he looks like Jeff Daniels. You remember him? He was from the actor from Dumb and Dumber. So here's the real Jeff. Okay, and here's Mike. Yes, Mike, yes. Leela thinks she looks like Brandy, so let's look at the real Brandy. And then let's look at Leela. Yes? Nice. She could fool somebody. And Daniel thinks that he looks like Chris Martin from the band Coldplay. This is our first Chris Martin lookalike. I hope it's good, Daniel. Let's take a look at the real Chris Martin. And now let's look at Daniel. Good. You can fool somebody too. All right. Reginald thinks he looks like our president, Barack Obama. So here's our real Prez. And now here's Reginald. Really good. I wonder if that's a real mole on Reg's face. Myra thinks that she looks like Keke Palmer. So let's take a look at the real Keke Palmer and then take a look at Myra. Twin. Twin. Yeah, that's really good. Barbara's friend Anna thinks that she looks like Selma Hayek. So here's the real Selma Hayek, and here's Barbara's friend Anna. Pretty. Yeah. They think you look alike-ish, so do I. Desiree thinks that she looks like Gabrielle Union. Well, this is a tough one, because that's a very pretty, naturally pretty girl. Here's the real Gabrielle Union. Now, let's take a look at Desiree. No. Oh, I mean, I didn't want to influence you all, but you hesitated. No, Desiree, you're very pretty as well, but no, you all don't even look like you're from the same tribe. No. Wendy thinks that her friend Darius looks like Future, the rapper. We were just talking about you, Future. All right, let's take a look at Darius. Wait, no, the real Future. That's the real Future. And let's take a look at Darius. Yeah. Yeah, I do, yes. Yeah. That's a good one, right, you guys? Rick says people tell him he looks like... Everybody guessed it, exactly. I mean, Rick, you look so much like Tom Cruise. I want to talk to you about it. LaShanta thinks that her cousin Antoine looks like Chris Brown. Oh, well, now here we go. Here's the real real Chris Brown. And here's Antoine. Yes! Antoine's even acting Chris Brownish, right? Balling his fist up and looking angry. Yeah. Angel thinks that she looks like Taylor Swift. Let's take a look at the real Taylor. And let's take a look at Angel. Yeah, there, yes, yes, good. Anthony thinks that he looks like Wiz Khalifa. All right. Here's the real Wiz, and here is Anthony. Oh, yes, they were all good.
When Daniel says that he looks like talk show host Bill Maher, here's the real Bill Maher, and here is Daniel. What do you think? It's good. Beth says that the crossing guard at her daughter's school looks like President Barack Obama. Okay, here we go again. Let's look at the president. Now let's look at the crossing guard. Yes! Milton says his friend's daughter Danielle looks like Kelly Rowland. All right, let's take a look at the real Kelly Rowland. Now let's take a look at Danielle. Okay, she's pretty in her own way. Yeah, I guess, like maybe third cousin of. And Tamra thinks that she looks like Erykah Badu. Well, let's take a look at the real Erykah. And let's take a look at Tamra. Yes. Yes. Carrie thinks that she looks like the Jungle Girl, Bindi Irwin. Let's take a look at the real Bindi. And let's take a look at Carrie. They look like they're first cousins. Sure. Okay. Kayla thinks that she looks like Leah Michele. Now, here's the real Leah Michele. All right, and here's Kayla. Look, I lied to you not. I lied to you not. Our producers literally had to stalk her down on social media to make sure that this is not Leah Michele trying to pull a funny one. Kayla is in Colorado, and I got to tell you, she said that she has to get rid of her bangs sometimes so that people stop stopping her. She's a 26-year-old mother of 3. And Leah Michele, you've got a twin, and her name is Kayla. Leah thinks that her friend Shay looks like Keke Palmer. So let's take a look at the real Keke Palmer, and let's take a look at Shay. Yeah. Yeah. Kelly thinks that she looks like Mariah Carey. Here's the real Mariah. Okay, now let's take a look at Kelly. Yes. Very much so. And Brittany thinks her friend Nicole looks like Kim Kardashian. So here's the real Kim. Now let's take a look at Brittany. Yes. 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 Brooke thinks that she looks like Rita Ora. So here's the real Rita Ora. And let's take a look at Brooke. Yeah. Yes. And Charlene thinks her nephew Derek looks like Michael Strahan. Now, you know, the Strahan look is about more than just a gap in your tooth. So let's see the real Michael Strahan. Now let's take a look at Derek. Yes. 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 The eyes, the nose, the facial hair, the tooth gap. Yes. Okay. All right. He's got a remix on his tooth gap, though. Allie thinks that she looks like Gabrielle Union. Okay, well, that's a very beautiful woman. Let's take a look at the real Gabrielle. And Allie, let's check you out. tribe as. I don't think that's a lookalike, though, but same tribe as, and you're very beautiful, Allie, just like Gabrielle. Melody thinks that she looks like Fantasia Barrino. So now let's take a look at the real Fantasia, and let's take a look at Melody. Yes. Wow. That's a really good one, Melody. A really good one. Regina thinks that her granddaughter, Ariana, looks like Kim Kardashian. Well, now here's the real Kim. And now, let's take a look at Ariana. Uh-huh. Yeah. Very Kim-esque. LaToya thinks she looks like Keisha Knight Pulliam. Let's take a look at the real Keisha. Now let's take a look at LaToya. Oh. Yeah. Perfect. Joshua thinks that he looks like Kit Harington. So let's take a look at the real Kit Harington. Now let's take a look at Joshua. Yeah. I mean, and Kit is cute. I like his hair, but Joshua, I think you one-upped him. Good hair, right, ladies? Frenchie thinks she looks like Tamara Mowry. So here's the real Tamara, and here's Frenchie. Yeah. Uh-huh. You know, sometimes it's all in the angles, but yes, you do, at least in that picture. Elaine thinks that her friend Adrian looks like the rapper Da Brat. So let's take a look at Da Brat. And let's take a look at Adrian. She's got bratish ways, sure. And Giselle thinks that her mom looks like Madonna. All right, which one? All right, let's look at Madonna. Oh, that one. Okay. And here's Giselle's mom. What? Yeah. Uh-huh. That's worthy of some sort of job that you can do with that, Giselle's mom. Frances thinks that her daughter looks like Gabrielle Union. So let's take a look at the real Gabrielle. This is a stretch, because, you know, that's a pretty woman. All right, dimples and all. Here comes Brandy. Esque. Yes, and Kathy thinks her mom looks like Rosie O'Donnell. Now keep in mind, this is the old school edition. Here's the real Rosie. And here's Kathy's mom. Right? Latara thinks that her grandfather looks like Michael Jordan. Here's the real Michael Jordan. And here's Latara's grandfather. Right! Totally. Okay, Daniel thinks that his great-grandmother's best friend looks like Ellen DeGeneres. So here's the real Ellen, and here's Daniel's, yeah, very nice. And Shanila thinks that she looks like Wanda Sykes. So let's look at the real Wanda, and let's look at Chanel. No. Excuse me, Chanel, you don't look like Wanda Sykes. You are Wanda Sykes, right? And Paige thinks that her friend Laura looks like Julianne Hough, who I think is really beautiful. Take a look at the real Julianne. Now, all right, Laura, what you got? Oh. Laura, you don't look like Julianne Hough. You look better than Julianne Hough.
Brittany thinks she looks like Beyonce. So here's the real Beyonce. And now let's take a look at Brittany. Oh, yes, very nice.